Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the OP-1 field, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 1.2, and today let's actually get into recording out some drums. A few things to note is if you want to play it out by hand, you'll probably want your metronome on. You just hit the little metronome button and use your red knob to bring the metronome up, and this will change just how loud it is. I mean, it's kind of a filter, but anyway, if you don't want to have a metronome, you can turn that off, and we'll get back to the tape. And what you can instead do is if you want to use the sequencer, you can hold shift in the sequencer button. I usually like to use finger just because you can get like some different variations and patterns going pretty quick. But if you go into finger, I'm going to wipe out whatever I had here. So this is just what's on the pattern. You have a pattern on each of the white keys. I'm going to hold shift down though, and let's just erase. I'm doing the wrong one here. Oh, it's the blue one. That's right. So you'll shift, rotate the blue one. You can go through and adjust whatever you want for your pattern. The yellow knob's adjusting your swing. Hopefully you can see here, but there's like a little, it turns white if you are applying swing, and it'll just be yellow if you hit it right in the middle, so that you know that there's no swing being applied. And the cool thing with the OP-1, the OP-1 and the OP-1 field is you can actually do swing to push the notes earlier or later. So this just gives you some more options. Anyway, so if we want to program something in, it is one thing that's nice about the drum. I'm going to turn the sequencer off for a second, but one thing that is nice about the drums that at least come included, and I suggest also kind of doing the same thing for yourself, is a lot of them are programmed out so that they have a consistent drums and snares and hi-hats and things where they're laid out on the keys. So you can see 2 kicks, you got kind of 2 snares or claps usually, some hi-hats, and you just find that pattern will hold through, so that if you want to change out your drum kit, you can use those sequencer patterns and still have your drum kit kind of make sense. So given that, let's just pick something. That might be fun. We'll start with the FX off though, just because the nitro sometimes can make it change in ways that you maybe don't want quite right away while you're trying to do your program. But let's focus on, I'm going to use these 2. So I'm just trying to remember where they are. And then when I come into the sequencer, if I hold shift down and then push the key, I can then use the moment in time where the timeline is by moving this blue knob. I can just hit the key that I want. So now if I play this, we've just got kind of a just drum and snare. Maybe we want to add in another kick. Oh, I got to turn this up. So I kind of like this hat. So let's say we want this hat added in. Got to go select back to here. We'll add a couple hats. And maybe we'll use this here. And so we'll see what we got. Oops, wrong note. Wrong note. There we go. Oh, I want it here though. I want to erase that. Now if I hold this down, maybe I got the wrong one. I thought I had programmed this here. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around. We want to erase whatever's here. Hold shift. There we go. Now, the other piece to know with this sequencer is you can actually hold up to 2 keys at the same time. So you can play basically 2 lines at the same time. This allows you to get some more complicated sounds because you can move around. And I would just say kind of listen to what you have on your different tracks. I think some of these are the default ones that come with it. This is one that I do like to have, is just a hi-hat where it's just a length of 1 and it's just one of the notes recorded. So then you can do things like this. We have you kind of come in, and you can drop in and get a little bit more of a faster hi-hat coming in. So just think about how you might want to break down patterns. Anyway, all this is to now say we've got a 2-bar loop here, and if I want to record playing this in, I just hold down record. I can then push down the note that I want. I can let go record and let it go. And now I'm just adding in the second hi-hat, and then just let go at the end. It's going to keep looping over and over again. And if you don't want to accidentally add anything else to the recording, just hit the play button. Now you can kind of come in and still play along, but it won't be recorded. I'm just turning the sequencer off, and I'll just show you here. Back to the track. And when I'm playing it, when it loops over, it's not added to the track. If I wanted to add it back in, I just have to hold down the record button, and it will go back into recording. So, and given all this, if you don't like it, you can just hit the lift button. You can just take it out and start over again. Or if you want, you can actually drop, and then it'll put you at the end of wherever it is. You can drop again if you want to make a longer loop. So you can certainly do a bunch of fun, powerful stuff. And again, hit stop. It will bring you back to the transport of wherever the start of your loop is, and you'll be good to go. So I would say, hopefully this helps you guys out. Personally, I like to get some drum patterns down that are programmed in so that I can play to that instead of the metronome. But it just depends on kind of how you want to go about doing it. There are some different ways. You can also layer and then use the ear to record out layers and put them together. But maybe another day I'll get into that and show you guys how to do that. Anyway, this has been going long. Hope this has been informative. Keep making music, everybody. Keep making calls to your mom. Let her know you love her. And take it easy, guys. Peace.